Hello, hello. Welcome, viewers, to our lounge part 17. This is the project stream. I'm going to continue on with where I left off yesterday. Well, that's not true. I actually did more work today. Did some work last night, did some work today to try to shape it more. Add a couple of details here and there. I did work on the fingers for a little bit. I was debating on whether I should add fingernails or not. And I just like it without. I don't know what is the best route there, but I do enjoy it that way. So I think I might just leave it as it is. There's still more work to be done. Not a lot. I think this is pretty much finished, but it's just like fine-tuning things here and there. Probably change. Oh, well, there's definitely the neck of the guitar that needs some work. I need to put in the actual frets in there and the diamonds to show where's what. So that's going to take probably the rest of the stream, as well as just adding some details here and there. And maybe casting like a shadow on the inside of the mandolin. So I'm gonna just jump into doing that right now. It's gonna find like the guitar section. And there's ways to like make this even better. I've started using folders more. In fact, I'm gonna do that right now. And just call this mandolin. Oops. Missed an N. Mandolin. Just so that I don't have to scroll all the way through to find what I need. Throw the guitar strings in there. Uh-oh. Oh boy. This actually could be problematic. Problem solved. So what do we got? We got the dress, we got the painting, we got the hair. I think I'm gonna put the hair up. You know, haha. And all the problems come out. But nothing complicated. I would still like to play around with the idea I was talking about before, which was to like color outside the lines a bit. I kind of like that messy coloring. remembering to switch layers and not just working on one the entire time so that I don't have to like fix stuff later. Like what I just did. And it helps like having the layers organized based on like the figure in a sense. You got everything that has to do with the head at the top, and as you go further down, have everything follow that order. I just had a folder for mandolin just because it is broken down into several parts and it's easier just to find that folder. Everything else is I'm pretty satisfied with it, so I might have to revisit this image at some point depending on how things go, and just retrace lines. But I think this is a pretty good reference to work from. Everything is exactly, well, very close to how I pictured it to turn out. And it's just going to be a matter of like retracing. So now I'm going to go back to the mandolin. I got another layer to work on, and that's going to be creating the frets. So the challenge that's going to come with this is to make sure each fret is parallel to the previous one. Otherwise it's going to throw off the entire image. It is going to break that fourth wall. Even slightly off, and it's going to ruin the image. And this is where zooming off really helps. internally I'm like, this is cheating. I'm using this like tool, but at the same time it's like exactly like using a ruler. So it's not really cheating. You know, I'm always comparing to what the process would be like traditionally. Like, what would you do in this instance if you were to do this by hand, all by hand? I'm also gonna play with the guitar strings because they're not black, they're grayish. So it'd be like something like that. And then just give them like a yellow tint. Maybe that's it. Kind of seem like white. And now that I have that, I'm gonna play around with the hue of the, whoa. Just gonna select the guitar neck. And this is the benefit of actually having everything separate, because notice how the painting is also included in the selection. Parts of the guitar are included in the selection. That light brown is included in the selection, but when I'm changing it, the only thing that changes is the neck of the guitar. So just another example of how beneficial it is to have everything separate on layers. I think that's pretty close. I'm just, yeah, I figured that would be the case. So I did a pretty good job with most of the strings, but not all of them. So some of them got away. And I ended up making them on the outline layer. I'm gonna see if I could just select them, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy them over into the guitar section, or rather cut and paste. And the real challenge is just when it comes close to the skin, or her hand rather. Everything else is pretty easy to go around. head over to the mandolin section folder and combine things. First, though, I'm going to take note and change the colors. Gonna do that. I mean, essentially it just looks, it looks like I just changed them all to like white. I was gonna go like bronze, but that didn't pan out well. Excuse me. Gonna have to do a little bit more work on the line art. And I did change the resolution, so now I'm seeing like much higher pixels, or rather less pixels in the line work. And this is the downside to like changing the pixel resolution. The lines become slower, like for me to make a line, there's like lag, which sucks. It seems like the higher resolution you work in, the more it takes up. More rendering and processing it takes up. Hop over to the skin color. Make sure it's covered. Alright, we've got all the strings on the right layer now. Yeah, the more organized you are with layers, the easier it becomes later on. Oh, that's too much. Too much. I want to see if I could do a little highlight accent and how that's gonna look. Gonna do it across all of them. Not bad. Just don't want to start turning things 3D when most of it is flat. I don't really think that's gonna look good. And it's just not what I'm going for. I do miss like rendering things in a 3D fashion. In fact, there is a painting that I started a while ago and I just never got around to finishing it. And that painting is done by Jacques David, French painter. I'm a huge fan of French painters. I think they're great. They're really good at capturing the figure, expression, likeness. Their composition is really good. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I have a pretty big list of different French painters that I really like. But this one particularly was of the Socrates. It was the death of Socrates, and that's when he's sitting there about to drink hemlock. And he has like Plato on the side, I believe also like Aristotle is there. And they're all just kind of saddened by his decision, perplexed by it. They're just, it's a beautiful painting and scene. And I started working on it, but just never got around finishing it up because other projects got in the way. And I wanted to produce more personal work rather than doing another painting study. I think I just became more entrenched by comics. Started working on comics more. But the file was still there. I came across it the other day and I was like, oh, look at that. I still haven't done this one yet. So hopefully at some point in the stream, I'm going to switch over to doing that. I'm cheating right now, putting this in the wrong layer. But it's such a minute detail, I don't think it really matters. gonna delete these. Doesn't do it much good. What was that? It was on this layer. To put that on a separate layer just seems stupid. Just such a small detail and totally doesn't get in the way of anything else. What? For the sake of consistency, I'm gonna use this ruler. And bam. Just erase this. Right. Well, here's it biting me in the butt. Gonna have to do another line right there. Should that do it? Or should I add another one? Thick enough. It's thick enough, except that it's in the wrong place. It's supposed to be like right there. Move it slightly down so that it's not right where the fret line is. Just want to create that distinction. seems like it's slightly crooked. And even though this is a detail on the original, I don't really like it. It's one of those details that's hard to notice because it's a motion. And for those of you who aren't aware, this is off of a video. So it's not a photo. I just took a snapshot of the video in a moment that I really liked. And I'm working from that. So, hence like the fingernail challenge, you can't really see any of it. And I did do work on it, it just doesn't look right. I just don't feel like that's a really important detail. It kind of takes away from everything else. Now I'm going to put the diamonds on. So one here. 1 here, 2 here, 1, and then 1. And that should do it. I'm on neck 1, but I'm gonna create a new layer just in case. Dupe it. It's slightly cheating, but that's it's very minor. I know I could easily do these diamonds. It's just saving some time. noticed that I did these diamonds a little too close to each other. Also wanted to drop some shadows inside the mandolin. See what that looks like. If I like it. Doesn't look terrible. See, was it? Yes, it was. Okay. Just notice how messy these lines are. Oh, right. It's on the outlines. Once again, it's showing how important it is to label the layers so that you don't go on this hunt. I just feel like I'm in the zone right now and like I don't want to focus on naming layers. Should have done it when I first started working on it. Starting to notice the detail difference because I increased the resolution. Now I'm like trying to correct that. So just to cover real quick, this is the canvas size and that's different from the image resolution. So I put the resolution to 300 because that is the best resolution to have if you're planning on prints. And I'm considering printing it. I think it's just a beautiful moment. I do enjoy her playing, so I figured why not have it printed. Uh-oh. At this point, I'm just kind of hesitant to add any more layers. So I'm just gonna do... Ooh. Yeah, I thought that would happen. Kind of have to add a new layer. Hello, why don't you want to do it? Oh, it's the eraser. the pixel size of it looked so similar I couldn't tell the difference. I don't know why, but I am on a fence with that shadow. Try not to bring way too much 3D to the image. And for some reason, that right there really brings it out for me. Decisions. I'm probably gonna work a little bit more on it. This looks like it's pretty much done, guys. I just have to do some work on the hair. And depending on whether I decide to like do another version with just a little bit more exaggeration and playing around with like colors and coloring outside the line, as I mentioned, this might be it. I will be making some announcements, big announcements. I wanted to do it this week, but again, unfortunately, I want to postpone it just a little bit longer. Might be doing the big announcement next week. It's worthwhile. I highly encourage you guys to tune in. There's going to be a lot to cover and a lot to talk about there. So just check out the Twitter, social media. I post stuff like updates and texts and all that kind of thing on Twitter for the most part. I do also try to do it for the other social medias as well, but I would like to just have one social media dedicated for text updates, while the rest are just usually for like images and that sort of thing. But yeah, tune into those, sign up for those, look into them. Subscribe if you enjoy the content. Hit the like button, it helps. A like goes a long way. Yeah, just stick around. I'll be back in 5 minutes for Coloring Comics, where I'm going to be watercoloring John Buscema's work from my earlier streams. Stick around.